What you got?
A commemorative plaque of Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore, pretty cool. This was the largest sculpture ever done in the world, as far as I know, up to this point.
Nobody could build anything like that now because of regulations and tree huggers.
I came down to the pawn shop today to sell my Mount Rushmore commemorative plaque. I'm looking to sell it to help out my brother. I'm looking to get $1,000. The least that I'll take for it, maybe $900.
Where did you get this thing?
Actually, I inherited this.
Mount Rushmore by Lincoln Borglum. All right, do you know anything about it?
Guthrie Borglum was the guy that actually carved out the 4 presidents at Mount Rushmore. The son, Lincoln Borglum, his father had died, so he finished Mount Rushmore in October 1941.
So this was done by his son?
Yes, Lincoln Borglum did this one. It was a tribute to his father.
Okay. Most people don't realize Mount Rushmore wasn't publicly financed. So he got donations for it.
Yeah.
It was an amazing project. I know the noses are like 20 feet long. They did some really interesting techniques to do it. There was blasting, there was jackhammers. He picked Washington, the founder of the country.
Right.
Jefferson, the founder of the laws of our country.
Okay.
Lincoln started equality.
Right.
Roosevelt, that was basically who made us a world power. This is one of the greatest landmarks in the United States. It took hundreds of men, thousands of pounds of dynamite, and took 14 years to complete. This right here says this is pure silver?
Yes, it's 30.8 ounces.
Stamp 999 silver right there. So
correct.
There's close to $1,000 worth of silver here. And
Yeah, I can melt it.
No, don't melt it.
You'll never lose buying precious metals. That's why we call this place the gold and silver, not the copper and lead. Actually, copper's over $3 a pound, so I'd probably take that too. What are you trying to do with it?
Trying to sell it.
How much you looking to get out of it, sir?
Well, and I was looking to get $1,000 on it.
800 would be better.
It's more than $800 worth of silver in it.
I know.
you're right in the ballpark. Can I give you 900 bucks?
How about $950?
$950 we can do. People will pay good money for a collectible like this. And even if it doesn't sell, the value of the silver is worth more than I paid anyway. So I feel pretty good. You sorting scrap?
Yep.
One of the things my dad loves to do around here is sort through the silver. He wants to figure out what gets scrapped, what gets sold in the showcase. And this definitely should not be here.
Why not?
Because I could sell it for more than the scrap. I don't know why you want to scrap all the silver. It's just weird to scrap it to begin with, all right?
The way I see it, we scrap it and profit automatically. The only thing my idiot son does automatically is lose hair. It's silver, son.
You can't scrap George Washington.
Why not?
Because you can't. It's wrong. What can I help you with?
I got this picture here. It's from, like, it says 1500s. As far as I'm concerned, this is like a scary picture. I mean, I wouldn't want to hang this on my wall.
I really like it.
You're a weird individual for liking this stuff. I don't like it. I came to the pawn shop because I have an old print that I have to sell. If it's any value, I'm retired, so I could use the money. If I got a couple of grand, I'd be happy. If I got more, it'd be even nicer.
Where in the world did you get this?
Well, I got it from my mother. It was in the family a lot of years, so I saw the date on it. Just thought maybe it might be worth something.
Yeah, believe it or not, you got something really cool here.
Oh, really?
This is an engraving by Albrecht Durer. Actually, he's a pretty famous artist. As a matter of fact, he's really famous. I mean, he was probably the greatest engraver of the Renaissance. Albrecht Durer was obsessed with the idea that the world would end in some kind of apocalypse, like in the Bible. So most of his work included demons and satanic creatures. 500 years later, he is still influencing Gothic artists and even horror movie directors.
Do you think that this is an original?
That is his autograph. I mean, that's the way he did it in every one of his prints. It appears to be an original pressing from that engraving, but I don't know the exact year it was done. You have to understand what an engraving is. They actually engrave into a copper plate, they ink the plate and press it into paper.
It's like a giant stamp almost.
It's made out of copper, it's a really soft metal, and slowly but surely it gets distorted, so they keep on having to fix it. So the first state will look one way, the second state will have subtle little changes in it where they fix the damage. Third state, more changes. If you can get one from the 1500s in its original state, it's worth $300,000. But this is not 1500. The paper is not right. The paper would be hand-laid paper much differently than this. This is 1700s or 1800s paper. This thing is definitely worth some money, but I'm not really sure about the value. Normally, I'd call my buddy Brett, but he's busy with a new gallery opening, so I'm gonna have to take a gamble on the price. How much did you want for it?
A couple $1,000, is it worth that? Maybe it's worth more, I don't know.
I'll give you my one price and that will be it. I'll give you $5 grand for it.
How about 6,000?
You did think it was worth 2.
Right. You know, he's saying 5, but maybe you can get 6 for it.
You kind of screwed yourself there, right? You should have gave him 2.
I'm just trying to be honest with them. I'll tell you what, I'll give you $5,500. I believe it's worth right around 7.
If it's worth 7, how about 6,500?
I won't make no money. I got rent, I got employees, I got overhead, I got power bills.
Well, I got the same thing.
I take all the risk, and you walk out with cash.
How about 6,000?
You get $5,500. I won't go up anymore.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Tough negotiators.
I feel really good about this buy, but I won't know for sure if the gamble is worth it till I have it appraised.
Wow, Albrecht Durer. I don't get many of those. Now, do you mind if I take it out of the frame to take a closer look?
Go right ahead.
I get all manner of fine art coming in here, but when you're talking about an Albrecht Durer etching that's potentially hundreds of years old, that doesn't come down the pike too often.
Do you have any idea what it means?
Yeah, a little bit. This piece is called The Night, Death, and the Devil. Most historians agree is a visual image of Psalm 23. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil.
Like Pulp Fiction, right?
Exactly, exactly. And you've got death behind him holding an hourglass. You've got the devil in the form of this goat-like creature, and he's heading up towards the castle, which a lot of historians and a lot of theologians agree represents heaven. It's actually one of his most famous masterworks.
See, that right there makes me think it's fake. We don't get masterworks inside the pawn shop. It just doesn't happen.
An Albrecht Durer etching that was a first impression done right after the hand carving of the plate. That piece is sold at auction for in excess of $350,000.
What year was it pressed? I don't know, but I paid a lot of money for it. I hope I did all right.
Well, we'll take a look. It's dark, the lines are crisp. There's obviously some conditional flaws in the border, but the composition itself is very strong. However, I don't think that this is a real early impression. The paper is too thin. I don't think it's indicative of the laid paper that they were using in the 16th century. I also don't notice in the image much in the way of burr. Basically, when Mr. Durer was doing the etching, he left little grooves of metal, and it would make for almost an impressionistic look in certain areas. And over time, once you get further and further removed from the first few impressions, you lose the burr. So I don't see much in the way of burr. However, it's almost certainly from the original plate. You can see the plate marks, the dimensions match up. I think it's a very nice impression circa 17th century. And even though it's not an early impression, it's a valuable one. I mean, I've seen pieces like this sell at auction anywhere from 20 grand to 50 grand.
Yeah.
So
I imagine you did pretty well. I don't know what you paid for it, but...
I paid $5,500 for it.
Okay, wow.
Like I said, it was a gamble when I bought it. But thanks, man.
You did great.
You want to put that in like a nice frame or something?
I think we can do something for you.
Yeah, something chum can't break.
Anytime you pay $5,500 for something, that's a sizable investment. But Rick knows what he's doing. A little too much, so I'm afraid he might not need an art expert anymore.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, pretty good. I was wondering if you guys would be interested in purchasing this songbook. It's made in 1945 by Woody Guthrie.
No, we're cool.
Do you even know who Woody Guthrie is?
Where'd you get this guy? My father-in-law got this songbook directly from Woody Guthrie. Woody Guthrie was pretty much the godfather of folk music in the United States of America. And I would ask about $5,000 for this, but honestly, the least I'd take would probably be about $3,000.
Woody Guthrie made this? He was a pretty interesting guy. Basically, when the Dust Bowl came along, he ended up hitchhiking to California. He became a migrant farm worker, but then Some people realized how well he played the guitar and sang, ended up getting a gig on the radio, and he became so popular that he started adding his own little bit of politics. He was pro-union, sort of socialist. Then the 1950s came along, and he was blacklisted. Amazing guy, though, wrote thousands and thousands of songs.
What's your favorite song?
He wrote This Land Is Your Land, I know that. Do you remember that song?
No.
Oh, God, really? You guys didn't sing that song at school?
I don't remember singing that song.
You don't remember a lot. You mind if I look through it?
Okay, yeah, go right ahead, but be very careful. It's very fragile.
Okay. Did he actually sign this?
Yes, he did.
That's cool. To my good friends, the Calverts. All right, do you know who these people are?
Oh, absolutely. The Calverts are my in-laws. It belonged to my father-in-law. This was given to him when Woody Guthrie and Marjorie were together in New York.
Woody Guthrie was an American legend. He shaped music for guys like Bob Dylan and Bruce Springsteen. So if he actually wrote this thing by hand, I can see this going for a lot of money to the right collector. What do you want to do with it?
Well, if you get the right price, I'd love to sell it.
Okay. What are you looking to get out of it?
5,000?
5,000. Do you mind if I call someone to look at it?
No, it's okay. Yeah, go ahead if it makes you feel better.
Okay. Just hang out, and I'll be back.
Super. I don't understand why he needs a second opinion. This book is definitely genuine, and who would really fake something like this?
So check it out. It's Woody Guthrie's Songbook, and it's signed by Woody.
No, very cool. We don't see many of these at all. I mean, they're ultra rare. You know, interesting about him, the guy he really inspired the most was Bob Dylan. And so Bob Dylan would go and visit him when he was in New York, go play a guitar, sing songs. And Dylan would say, you know, he had good days and bad days. But on the bad days, Guthrie would berate Dylan in his singing and make fun of him.
So what do you think? Is the signature real, and what's it worth?
Okay. First thing I want to do is use the Proscope. And this allows me to go in, take a look at the signature. I could see overlapping. So this is definitely a live signature. No question about that. All right, next step I want to do is compare this to known exemplars that I have with me. One distinct feature I'm noticing immediately was the top of the G here. And I like the general formation of it. The DY, he connects the D to the Y. I'm seeing a lot of great things here.
Okay, so you think it's legit?
I mean, based on everything I have here, based on all the evidence, the exemplars, that I think he did sign this.
Yeah.
So what do you think it's worth?
Based on everything I see today, I think this piece is worth about $2,000 to $2,200.
All right, thanks, Ben.
Thank
You're
you,
the best.
appreciate it.
I have seen some other Woody Guthrie documents going for well over $6,000. So, yeah, I think it's a little low.
So what do you want now? You still want $5 grand? Because you're not going to get it.
Yeah.
You know, I'll give you $1,500 for the book.
1,500,
That's what I could do.
not only is it handmade by Woody Guthrie, it's signed.
It is what it is. It's neat, it's rare, but you're gonna have to find people that are older that like folk music. So it's gonna take a very long time to sell it.
About 2,500.
No. I'll go 16.
Can you do 2250?
I mean, I'll go 17. I won't go a penny more.
Well, at that price, we're just making a family heirloom.
All right, well, have a nice day.
All right, thank you. Since I wasn't able to make a deal today, that songbook will stay in the family. This is a really rare book, so it'll be a wonderful family heirloom.
Hey, how can I help you?
How's it going? I just want to see you might be interested in this.
William Tolliday. That has been a long time since I've seen anything done by him.
Yeah, they're pretty rare.
He was a gold sculptor, okay, which is a really, really weird profession and a really weird art form. This is literally sheets of gold and some guy there with a little hammer. It is a massive pain in the ass.
Yeah. William Tolliday was a goldsmith artist that worked for the Crown Jewelers for years. I'd like to get $8,000 for the goldsmith piece itself. I really would like to have someone else maybe enjoy it who can enjoy the craftsmanship that goes into something like that.
This is really cool. Where did you get it?
Well, it was inherited to me from my grandparents. The story that they gave me was that this was given to them by Aaron Spelling as a kind of a thank you for getting him started in the business. They actually gave him his first job.
So your grandparents helped Aaron Spelling actually start in the entertainment business?
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's really neat, because this cost a pretty penny back in the day. The neat thing is like there's a few artists out there in the world where you can just look at their stuff and say, yeah, that's him.
That's him, yeah.
This was done by him.
Yeah.
Okay, this was done by someone who was damn good.
Yeah.
This one's definitely different. I've never really seen the comedy and tragedy. What he's famous for is castles, and he would do commissions for castles. That would be, I think that one he did took him a year to make.
Yeah.
So, how much did you want for it?
I haven't seen anything like it before, so I would say a fair value would be about $8 grand. That's what I think.
People who collect William Tolliday want a castle. I'd give you like $1,000 for it.
Is there any way that you could do 2,200? It would make us both happy.
It would make you happy. It would not make me happy, and I would go 15. That would be it.
I'd like to go for 17, but that's probably all I'd be able to do because it's a family thing and the story behind it and it's pretty rare.
I'll tell you what, I'll go $1,600. It is a very interesting piece.
Yeah.
But I'm going to sit on it for a long time. So if you can do 16, I'll do it. I'm just not going to go anymore. I can't.
Yeah, I'll take 16. Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Cool.
I'm accepting the $1,600 offer because I do believe it's fair. So I think I'm gonna buy some stuff for my wife's Jeep. And with some of it left over, I might throw some stuff in my truck too. We'll see.
What do we have here?
I have what I believe to be an early 1930s optometry kit.
This is definitely neat. Basically, there'd be a traveling salesman who used this kind of kit. He went to small town, and you could order eyeglasses from him. And back in the day, you really didn't need to be an optometrist.
I came down to the pawn shop today to sell an optometry kit. I'd like to sell this kit because I want to get my daughter some braces. The least amount of money that I'd be willing to take would be approximately $250, but it's negotiable. We'll see how it goes.
Well, are you an optometrist?
No, I'm not. Actually, my great-grandfather was. And when my grandmother passed away, this was part of her estate.
Okay, this is cool. This would come with a set of glasses that these would mount in. And that's basically the way you used to get checked for glasses. You would put all this stuff in the glasses. How's that? It didn't work. They'd pull one lens out, put the other lens in. Eyeglasses were invented right around the 12th or 13th century, but the modern type didn't come out until the 1700s. And since they were handmade back then, eyeglasses were a luxury most people couldn't afford. This looks right around 1900. I mean, it all looks in great shape. You don't have any other accessories with it?
I don't. This is exactly the way that I received it.
Okay, I mean, it's all here, except it doesn't have some pieces. Literally, there was the eye charts, the order forms, the glasses, pictures of the different glasses you could order, which were, you know, gold-plated and silver. This kit is cool because it tells you a lot about the early days of the eyeglass business. But the only people I could sell it to is probably optometrists who would use it as a decoration in their office. Not a very large market. How much were you looking to get out of it?
I was looking to get at least $250.
I'll give you $100 for them.
This has a lot of sentimental value because this belonged to my great-grandfather.
I mean, it's very interesting. It's really neat. The problem is I gotta sell it.
There are people out there who take these little pieces and make jewelry out of them. You can get about $100 for each necklace that you make with one of these. The best that I am willing to take is going to be $200.
I wish it had all the other apparatuses with it. I'll go $175, and I don't even know why I'm going that much.
Because you like me. You got a deal.
Okay. All right, you got your ID, and I'll write you up.
When he offered me $100, I wasn't going to accept that offer. I knew it was worth a lot more. $175 is just one small step towards ensuring that my daughter will have a nice smile.